Hey family, Dad here. Hope you're having a great day. On this video, I just wanted to talk about the 3 times that I've received multiple job offers. So I've shared on previous videos, I've had like 9 jobs in my career post-college, and 4 times I've been laid off. And of course, when you don't have a job, I've been, laid off 4 times. I've always been very proactive and had a sense of urgency for finding my next role. The other times when I did have a role and I just wasn't happy, I wasn't satisfied, didn't have as much a sense of urgency, and I guess I was a little more selective on the next role that I was looking for. But anyhow, of those times that I have been looking for my next role, either due to a layoff or I just wasn't happy in my current role, I was very fortunate that 3 of those times I came out with multiple job offers. Now, the first one came in August of 2017. And during that time, I was leaving a job I wasn't really happy with, really wasn't fully satisfied with. Now, fortunately, I came out with 2 offers, and both of them were in the healthcare sales industry. And those 2 offers came really at the same time. That second offer was about the same as far as total comp as the first offer. And I called up the hiring manager and asked them if they could come up a little bit. And it wasn't a lot. I think it was literally like a 5% bump from the original offer. They went back to their team and called me back in like 10 minutes and offered me the 5% bump. And I really wanted that second offer, mainly because I knew the company had a great reputation. The first offer, it was a very stable, large corporation, but wasn't as appealing to me. And so in essence, I called back the first offer, let them know that, hey, appreciative of the offer. Unfortunately, I found a second offer and I took the second offer and everything was fine. At the end of the day, you just got to be professional. You got to be courteous. Very appreciative of the opportunity that I did come up 2 offers. So fortunately with that role, I ended up staying for about almost 4 years. Then I decided to jump in another role outside of healthcare sales. Now, as we fast forward to the second time that I got multiple offers, that was in February 2023. The end of my tenure with a tech company, that was finished in December of 2022. I got multiple job offers in February 2023. Now, one of them, the offers was in the healthcare sales field. I got the offer in January of 2023. The starting date wasn't going to happen till about 5 weeks later. It was in February 2023. So during that time, just historically from my experience, I shouldn't say my experience, from what I've heard from others within my network, is that they've gotten job offers and then when they were supposed to start, the offer was rescinded. From having that in the back of my head, I just decided, it's another 5 weeks out. I might as well keep interviewing. The jobs that I was still in the process of interviewing for just continue on because I just didn't know what was going to happen with that first offer. And sure enough, about 3 weeks later, I got another offer from a tech company. So I was very fortunate that I had got that second offer 2 weeks before I was supposed to start with the first offer. And looking at the opportunities at the end of the day, the biggest thing was I just didn't want to be back in tech. Now, it was a very lucrative offer. I've been in tech before. The company I got laid off from in December 2022, that was with a huge tech conglomerate. And I shouldn't compare apples to apples. Definitely not. Just my experience left a bad taste in my mouth with tech. Although I did look at the offer very closely, one of the big advantages was they had unlimited PTO. They also had definitely a higher compensation versus the first offer in the healthcare sales. But even those things, it just couldn't increase my appetite for that tech offer. I really wanted to stay in the healthcare sales space or to get back into healthcare sales space. What I did was I looked at the 2 offers. I went back to the first offer in the healthcare sales, talked to the hiring manager and asked them if they could increase their compensation. I did let them know that I did get a second offer. They went back to their leadership team and then literally within like 10-15 minutes, they came back and offered a sign-on bonus. Now the sign-on bonus was very nice. Total comp-wise was definitely higher than the tech role that I was offered. And after getting that sign-on offer, I decided to accept healthcare sales opportunity. And then I went back to the tech company, the head recruiter that was overseeing the whole interview process for me and let them know that, hey, I appreciate the opportunity. I did get another offer, and I decided to pursue the healthcare sales opportunity. This was really unique. The recruiter actually, drilled down even more and just asked, if we even came up, would you be open to it? And I was just honest with them. I've been in the healthcare space, and I'd rather be healthcare sales space versus the tech space at this point in my career. I was already in my mid to late 40s, and I just felt a lot more comfortable in healthcare sales. And they were very appreciative of it, of the honesty and the transparency. It was no hard feelings at all. A lot of times these recruiters, they run into these types of situations where the candidate gets multiple offers. It's always a tough call on my end. So for that healthcare sales company I started in February 2023, I got laid off in May of 2024. And then my third time where I got multiple offers happened earlier this year of April of 2025. So this began literally probably in March, late March. I shouldn't say April 2025. This happened in late March of 2025. At the same time, I got a couple offers. They were both in healthcare sales. They were very, very good total comp offers. But at the end of the day, I started looking, deep diving even more. Both of them had great benefits. In fact, the first offer that I got had really good benefits. But at the end of the day, the biggest thing was long-term viability, at least from my eyes. The first offer was a newer company, and they just got bought out by a bigger conglomerate. And from my experience, I've been involved in those mergers and acquisitions, and it never ended up well. My job was impacted in the past. The second company that offered me the role, it was definitely a very good total comp, but they were a very, very stable company with a reputation of not scaling their sales force as aggressively as other companies. So I looked at that. A lot of the team members that I spoke with with that second offer, they've been with the company for a while. So I felt like maybe long-term stability was a little more appealing to me with that second offer versus the first offer. So at the end of the day, I did take the second offer. I signed the agreement, passed the background check, called the first opportunity, and let the hiring manager know that I did receive multiple offers. And I definitely appreciated the opportunity taking the second offer. And he was very professional as well and just said, best of luck. I understand. I told him at the end of the day, it was more about, I saw more long-term stability with the second offer versus the first offer that he gave me. So I've been with this company for about a couple months now, and so far so good. Again, you can never predict the future. I see myself being with this company for a while. So a couple things just pop up during the 3 times that I've received multiple offers. I kept interviewing after the first offer. It's just, you never know what's going to happen at the end of the day. Things can change on their end, and then things can change on your end as well. My thoughts is keep interviewing. I was involved in multiple interviews with multiple companies when I got that first offer, and I just kept trudging along. I just wanted to make sure that I had, at the end of the day, the best opportunity. And I've also heard stories in the past where job offers were rescinded. I know what happens, and I've heard a couple other people from my network that's happened to them as well. So never throw all your eggs in one basket, especially if you get that first offer. Keep interviewing, and hopefully you do end up getting a second offer. Throughout the times that I've got these multiple job offers, I've had to manage multiple interview processes with multiple companies. It can be difficult, but you just got to manage the process. Write every notes down, write details down for every interview process that you're going through. At the end of the day, you want options. I want to make the decision on what path I want to follow. So that's why I interview multiple times with multiple companies during these interviews. So tell me your thoughts. Do you think I took the right path? How do you manage the interview process? Have you gotten multiple job offers in the past, and what did you do? Comment, like, subscribe. I would definitely appreciate it. So that's all I got. I'll catch you all on the next video.